Alright. Let's... Oh, fucking... That's weird. Let's fucking do this. Get back into case 5. We're starting on trial form or day 3. Let's do it. I saved right in the middle of a cutscene. Or, not a cutscene, but a dialogue box. That was a mistake. Alright, so... Let's just kind of see, I'll probably, like, before the trial actually starts, I'll just give myself a refresher. Let's just do that right now real quick. What are the things we have? We have a lot of shit. Oh my god, I forgot how many pages of stuff there was. Yikes, fam. Okay, we have our attorney's badge, of course. We have Goodman's ID. That was one of the first things we found. Oh yeah, the cop trophy. Haha, get it. Edgeworth's knife. Totally not the killer, by the way. Parking stub. Oh yeah, Edgeworth entered the lot at 5:12, which I think was when they, or only a few minutes before, Goodman was pronounced dead at the scene. But there's a twist. There's a twist to all this, which you may or may not know. The blue fucking monstrosity. Yikes. Death due to loss of blood, 1 knife wound. Yep, died within 4 p.m. Oh yeah, this was SO9, but it's yeah, so this originally was upside down to say 67S or 675, but it's actually SL9 on 221. Lena Selfo, the word muffler was overheard during a call made at MF 518. 518 is suspectedly when Goodman died. These are the floor plans of the God, that slides so fast, Jesus. Of the that fucking Meekins. Crime photo. Didn't do it. Oh yeah, the white enamel shoe, which has blood from both Lena. This is Lena's blood. This is Goodman's blood, which is interesting. Or I think that's what it was. Oh yeah, the switchblade knife from the SL6 or SL9 incident was found at the crime scene in a muffler. I don't know why. We don't need that. Oh yeah, this is the card record. So this gives a record of everyone who entered the oh, what the fuck was it building? The I just realized I totally forgot to switch my shit on the OBS, so let me do that I'm gonna go, I know this sounds so stupid. I'm gonna go back to one of my previous videos real fast and just see where my stuff was. You'd think that with all the time I have, right? I mean, I don't have that much time. With the hour and a half I have before I streamed, or, you know, when I get home from work, when I stream, Jesus, I can't fucking speak today. I would actually, you know, learn to... Starting. You probably heard that for a half second. Oh, okay, so basically opposite. Webcams in the bottom right. That stuff is in the top left. Okay. Oops. Jesus Christ. Professional streamer, by the way. Nobody watch me. Ever. Not like anyone does anyway. Kappa! I mean, kinda Kappa? 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then this gets... Make sure I actually have it selected. Move it down there. And the event, or the alert box, we'll just put somewhere. Okay, and now we're back in business. Oh yeah, so Edgeworth entered the place at 4:40, and then we have Bruce Goodman entering at 5:14, along with whoever that was. I think that might be Meekins, because I think Meekins said he entered in shortly after a suspicious character. Anyway. Fingerprint set. Oh yeah, the screwdriver. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth, but I'm assuming that was the red-white case, because I think it's the same exact screwdriver. So brought back to his office by Gant's request. That's weird. Oh yeah, Goodman's lost item report. I believe this is a report stating that he lost his ID, either on the day of or I think the day of the murder. This is the stabbing scene. All those blue spots are the pools of blood. Oh yeah, that was the interesting thing too. This is a rubber glove from SL9. An evidence locker. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when open. Cool. That's that. Oh yeah, we have this fucking jar that's missing a piece, which is very weird. It's also not really a jar, but more of like a sieve, because you see something wrong here? If it's a jar, why is the bottom open, forehead? And then finally, this was the interesting thing. When we were doing some tests, I remember this. When we were doing some testing on one of the lockers, Mr. Jake Marshall, his bloody handprint was found, I think, either on his locker or a different locker. I don't remember exactly what it was. And the print had been wiped away. So there's kind of a rundown of what we have. That took way longer than I wanted to, but I kind of forgot how much shit there was. This case is going to get crazy. Let's do it. All right, so Lana's talking. I fucking don't know. I don't know why I saved in the middle of a... Why did I save in the middle of a dialogue box? I do not remember. I think that was this... I think the last time I played Phoenix Wright was the same day that I had that really, really, really bad session that forced me to stop playing Mario Kart 8 for a very long time. I still haven't gone back to it, by the way. I don't really want to at the moment. After that last session of Mario Kart 8 that I had on stream, oh boy. Oh boy. So maybe I was just pissed off. I don't know. Anyway, let's do it. Much to my regrets, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. They fucking sure did, that Jake Marshall there. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. We got the exclamation point. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Oh yeah, the whole thing about this too is that Lana Sky is being suspiciously like, yeah, I did it. She's clearly covering up for somebody. I don't know who or why, but she's covering up for somebody. Because she literally was like, yeah, I did it. I totally did it. And even though all the evidence pretty much points that she didn't fucking do it. She's wearing her muffler today, by the way. Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. She also bears a very striking resemblance to Mia! Alright. February 24th, 10 a.m. They are always on the fucking mark with that, dude. 10 a.m. all the time. District Court, courtroom number 9. Ah, the judge. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I don't think that's how you're supposed to open your stuff. I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. Yeah, no shit, Phoenix. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. I wish he was on top of, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police... Oh, this is going to be Meekins. At the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Like right off the bat? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. This is an interesting one from the word go. Fucking Meekins. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be... Oh my fuck, no! Meekins! What are you doing? That would be murderer, sir! No one's... So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir! I'm the one who did it! I'll never kill anyone again, sir! You've gotta believe me, sir!
Actually, what we'd like to...
Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. I'm gonna fucking do that every time his goddamn speaker. This guy is the most anime-looking dude in this entire game, by the way. I love the shaking.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir.
Officer Meekins. Yeah, yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir. As you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault them for a lack of enthusiasm. I mean, I sure fucking can, actually, Emma. I almost called you Maya. I'm sorry, it's been a while. It's been a while! Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. He does look pretty, you know, to be fair, other than the geeky armband and all that, he does actually look like a professional police officer. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. What did you do? What are you holding? Is that a present? Is that the murder weapon? After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. Who was the other officer?
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you.
Do unto the others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir.
I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Who was his colleague? That's what I'm curious about. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Judge is like, this is fucking bullshit from the beginning. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need to hear is more info to work with. I said in my head and not out loud. Shit! Alright, anyway. Ignore it. Ignore that. I did it! A crime report, sir, is what it said. So yeah, why were you assigned to do it that specific day, though? Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits. You're in charge of hiring new recruits? This police department's completely fucked. Yikes! Now there's a scary... Oh my god, Phoenix Wright hitting us with a yikes. Now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily... Okay, well there you go. Not ordinarily performed. This fucking face. I was in charge of guarding the blue badges, sir. Oh my god.
The blue badger?
Badges? We don't need no stinking badgers. Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. I fucking hate this music. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. What a shitty job. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. Now I get it. Now I get why they put you on that specifically.
I see. Sounds like a very, important mission.
After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Ah, hence the reason the paint.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room.
Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Get there? Whatever. Alright, suspicious man on the security screen, huh? In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is going to show that Meekins was the other person that came in at 514. Which I believe 514 is very shortly either before or after Goodman was killed, so... Oh yeah, for those that might need a little bit of a catch-up... catch-up! Goodman was apparently killed at 2 different places, but at the same time, but in 2 different, Yeah, sorry. At the same time, but in 2 different places. According to what we know as of right now, obviously that can't happen, but he was murdered, in the, I think it was the prosecutor's parking lot, and, at 518, and placed in, Edgeworth's trunk. Making it very much seem like Edgeworth did it, but he definitely didn't do it. That's my thought. But he was also apparently killed at the same exact time in the police department's evidence room. So, obviously there's a paradox, and we gotta find out you know, exactly what happened. I'm pretty sure, though, everything's pointing to him being murdered in the police department. So how the fuck did he get, you know, how did he get there, you know, in that time? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Yep, it's going to be the one right after. There it is! I found it! This is the one right here!
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh? But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Oh, I didn't even notice that. It is the same number. So he entered at 4:50. That was 10 minutes after Edgeworth left. What the what?
Please explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. I honestly slipped my mind. Duh. You just fucking said it. My bad. My bad. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down.
I see. So it was during that second time when...
Yes, sir. That's when I was spotted the man on the security system, or security screen. Security system. All right. So does that mean we only have, what, one more? Whoops. Hold on. I just want to see this again real quick. That's the wrong thing. Whoops. Yeah, I know. You lost your shit. Okay, so there's only one other... Fucking all sevens, huh? Lucky bastard. That's got to be Marshall, right? All sevens has to be Marshall, right? It has to be. It absolutely has to be, right? Because he's a cowboy. Lucky sevens. So let's just assume that is Jake Marshall. Let's just assume. I don't know if it is, but that's my hunch. He entered at 4:20. And then Edgeworth entered in 20 minutes later, okay? Meekinson enters in 10 minutes after Edgeworth. And relocates the Blue Badger. So at 5:14, many minutes after that, Bruce Goodman enters and Mike Meekins enters. Alright. Works for me. Shit, I did it again. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife!
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then?
Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool and your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. Okay. So what do you mean you did it? What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife?
You took the knife!
I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. See.
I don't. He must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood. And then the next thing I knew...
Yes?
He punched me right in my face, sir! Rip. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me. So who is this other officer? About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. Wait, hold on a minute. Wait, hold on a second. If another officer smacked him awake, wouldn't that be on the sheet? Because think about it. If another officer entered the room, they had to have an ID card, correct? So that means that either it got erased or one of these three people, I mean, obviously other than Meekins and Goodman. I have a theory, but I'm not going to say it because... Someone that entered the room didn't leave the room. I'll leave it at that. I woke up crying tears of pain!
That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now.
I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? See, that's what I'm thinking too. He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins?
With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It's not a photograph, so I can't make the joke. It was sent to it was sent to your jail cell. Why? Chief Gant delivered it to... Oh, my God. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The chief delivered it? What is that? A videotape? VHS, my jam!
Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the video. Oh, what? Wait a minute, what?
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased.
You just got fucking baited, Edgeworth.
That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Kappa, no Kappa.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim!
Oh, please stop using the word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? That's a good point. What are we getting ourselves into? Actually, you know what? Since it's a videotape, I'm going to do that just so we don't miss anything that might be in the bottom right corner. Okay, so there's a detective wearing a white robe. I'm assuming that's probably Goodman. Okay, so the white glove fell out. So that has to be Goodman then, because he opened his locker. Okay, so there's Meekins. Oh! So Meekins is down. Things still open. The cloth! The cloth wasn't in the first thing before! Did you see that? Y'all saw that, right? If there's anyone in chat, y'all saw that, right? There was some sort of cloth that was in the first locker that was not there in any of the previous showings. Oh, what the fuck happened here?
Eh? Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
What are you, my fucking dad telling me about puberty?
What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly?
Yeah. Yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room, and sort of, activity take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. There is still something very, very fishy about that entire tape. And the biggest thing, too, obviously not including the cloth that was clearly not in the first locker before, is we can't really see whose face it was. Was that really Detective Goodman? Because I don't... But the thing is... But see, here's the thing, though. I thought it was Goodman because he opened Goodman's locker. We all remember... Or not maybe we all, but if you remember correctly, the locker that the glove fell out of was Goodman's locker. That was confirmed 100%. So, if he was able to open that locker, how the hell was he also able to open the other locker? I don't know. I guess we'll find out, huh? All right, Mystery Man. He's a mystery man. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker you opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. See, I don't know, though.
What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. And that's where we're gonna fucking start, bruh. Is there a way I can fast forward this? There is no way to fast forward this. That's a fucking bummer. Really? Shit. I just fucking exit out of it. Whoops. Yeah. Regarding the video contained on this tape, my hunch was like, well, if that was his locker, how was the other locker open? I think we're going to explore that in a minute. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Objection! Oh boy. Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. You would want me to point it out? Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward. Oh, thank God. Fast forward, rewind, or pause the video, too. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Thank God. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. I'm such a pussy. How did this guy ever become a police? Yeah, no shit. Ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction? Oh. Okay, fast forward is A. Okay, pause is B. Okay, so Goodman enters, or Goodman, in quotes, enters. He opens that locker, which is Goodman's locker. So I want to rewind here and see. Is he using... Is there anything else that could indicate... Oh, I didn't notice that before. I didn't notice that. So, I don't know why I'm doing that, but just to kind of make it a clearer picture. So, look at the light. When the locker's open, the light goes up. Let's double check that. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. The locker was already lit up let's rewind it one more time. Oh, cool, I can do it frame by frame. So look. See? The light's already on. Well, I guess he is touching it, to be fair. Hold on. Maybe my hunch is wrong. Hold on. No, yeah, it seems like it does open either right when you get. No, I'm pretty sure it was already open. Oh, you know what? You know what? I think the glove. Cause see how the glove falls out? Maybe the glove was sticking out. Okay. I'm gonna point out the very obvious one here. And hopefully that's, Also, yeah, we can't see his face at all, right? Yeah, nope, the fucking blue badger's covering it. You piece of garbage. Piece of garbage toy. Alright, here we go. So, the big obvious thing right here. Pause it before I accidentally get too overzealous. Take that! I think that's right. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this!
Yes, that is strange. Something certainly seems unnatural about that. What could it mean?
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Wright, but you seem to have forgotten the point of this exercise. The point? What you are looking for is one thing and one thing only. Something that indicates that man may not have been Detective Goodman. Oh, yeah. Was that not right? Oh. I guess that wasn't right. Oh shit, I should probably put my fucking shit back on. Okay, maybe I'm going too far ahead. Maybe the whole thing is the oh shit. Every time you point your fingers, someone gets hurt. Says the one pointing his finger at us. Okay. Is it the glove then? Or maybe it's the light? Take that! Oh shit. That was wrong. That was wrong. Sorry. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. That was my bad. Fucking idiot over here. Okay, do not press X until you're ready. Ah, okay. Hold on. So, oh yeah, so there you go. That shows it. I was right. See how the, I pressed the wrong button! Fuck. Stop pressing X! Stop it! Stop pressing X, fish! If I press X again, I'm gonna get triple X. Don't press X, press A. A. Okay, B. There we go. Please tell me this is right. Oh, I think this is right. Sir, do you mean me, sir? Okay, here we go. Now we're on the right track. Oh, why are they still playing that music? Sorry about that, guys. As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Welcome to Jams 98. Uh-huh. Oh, am I supposed to do something or no? Oh, no, it's just playing through. Okay. I was like, do I press something? I don't know. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. God, I fucking hate the blue badger. Of course, they had to put it right in front of the video camera, too. There we go. Here, Notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit!
Precisely my point, Your Honor.
The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle! Ah!
That was a fucking crazy face you just made.
Order! Order! What's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked.
Oh, I know! It must have broken down! Of course, I'm not an expert in this.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. What if the sensor's broken then, Forehead?
Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. Phoenix Wright. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes, why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator Emma? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor? Say. There's something else that seems out of place in this. Yeah, the very obvious glove. Yeah, I thought so too. Totally. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked, but okay.
Alright, this is where the glove 100%, caused the, here it is. Caused the thing to jam, basically. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Oh, thank God they're not playing the music right now. Peace and quiet. For once in your life. Alone, 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 alone.
What's this? Something white fell out of the locker.
But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door, sir. Oh, this fucking guy. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
We're getting hot and steamy in here now.
The blue badge was inserted into my brain, and now I'm gonna have nightmares. Get it off the screen!
I think it's so fucking disgusting. It's also broken. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck at the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. And then I roll great distances. Instead of the door, okay.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door.
Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Well, it just so happens that the glove that we have is an insulated glove. I'm gonna open my window real quick and probably just turn on my light to get some more natural light and not the beer in the room since it's getting dark. There we go, much better. I'll probably turn on my room light when I go take my break. Oh yeah, for those that do or do not know, in about an hour and 10 minutes or so, I'm going to take a short, about 5-minute break to go feed my animals, get some more water, and go to the restroom. Hope you guys are enjoying this wacky tobacco case. This case is fucking insane, dude. What a wild goose chase this is for now. At least as of right now. This freaking theme. It's the intense theme.
Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene.
There just might have been something that fits the description. Some would say, fits like a glove. But, sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out.
Very well. Would the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the door?
Tagged evidence to the SL9 incident, extremely thin rubber glove. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident.
Oh.
The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir! What is that fucking sound he makes, too? Jesus. Like a bird, like, dying.
Order, order, order! So are we to believe, then, that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. His fucking chin. He's so, like, linear. Sir! Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? No, this is real life.
Very well, begin your testimony.
Okay. Mystery Man. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used this card. But hey, we have something that's gonna debunk that.
An ID card record, I see.
I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. I stole it from Phoenix Wright. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime, hmm? Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room?
That's a very good point, actually. This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Fucking, that's a good joke. There are only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon, I see.
Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination.
Hot Papa Sauce, what's up, man? I like that shirt. Hey, thanks, man. I wear one of these every time I play. I have 3 of them. One's black, one's white, and one's this like bluish. And yeah, I wear one every Phoenix Wright stream just because I feel like it was kind of a running joke. I wore it on the first stream. I was like, I'll just keep wearing them. Hope you're having a good night. Hot, fucking great name. Hot Papa Sauce 69. A. Was Detective Goodman. The record of it. Mojo Pint. I like that name too. Welcome to the Fish Tank. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated, man. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Everyone loves it. It's a great name. I get it. It's a really good way to get around the Twitch censors. Yeah, no worries, man. Mojo Point, once again, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it very much. Welcome to the Fish Tank. Hope you're enjoying yourself. When I want to use our ID card. Yeah. Okay, but the thing was, earlier I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. That's weird. Yeah, I was gonna say, wouldn't he have shown his ID card if it was actually Detective Goodman? I have suspicious eyes. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked?
Bullshit. Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused.
What?
I guess maybe I just went too far.
Let's show him what we got.
I'm gonna show him what I'm made of. Yeah, the Wright's room, his ID card, his record of it. The detective had used his card. Okay, yeah, I was on the right track, but the wrong thing. Here we go. The lost item report, forehead. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
Same. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime. Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot. We found the card at the crime scene, which was the chief prosecutor's parking lot, or the prosecutor's office parking lot. So how was it used at both places?
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department.
Hot Papa Sauce, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the fish tank. Glad you're enjoying yourself. Appreciate it very, very much. Thank you very much.
Love the name still. It's great. Also 69 dudes. I mean the other crime scene. Crime scene in quotes. The underground parking lot. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
A lost item report? A lure. It's only half completed.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? Right. I can't say for sure, but there was a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Ah, see? We're unraveling this whole freaking thing, dude.
Order! So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. Ooh. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Aha! Hell yeah. This looks boring. Hey, I mean, to each their own, brother. I appreciate you. Hey, Hot Papa, you don't have to be mean. Nobody be mean. Everyone has their own opinion. All right, you can go now. Yeah, he's being mean, but you don't have to be an asshole about it. Bye-bye, the Saints. Hope you have a good life. But Hot Papa Sauce, please do not be mean to my viewers. Just because they have an opinion doesn't mean you have to tell them to shut up. So just don't worry about it. No worries, brother. I'm just saying. He didn't have to respond that way though. So yeah. But like I said, to each their own. If he thinks it's boring, that's fine. I don't know why he would stay in the stream if he thought it was boring, but some people aren't as smart as others. But
Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense. Yeah, lol to that though, Mojo Point. Yeah, lol to that guy. That guy clearly does not like things, but that's okay. Like I said, if he doesn't like the game, that's fine. If you like the game, cool. If you don't, awesome. Just don't be an asshole and fight back. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo?
Me?
Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to... I almost said two guards. There's two guards right there. Two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. True. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? He's just doing the same shit! That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also a fake, or also fake. See, that's the whole thing. Murdered at two different locations at the same time? What the hell?
In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is... Well, I guess that's right. It sure fucking is, actually.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. It sure as shit ain't.
I'm tapping my head because I know shit that you don't.
Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
So
the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, at the prosecutor's office. Oh, fuck! No, he pulled the double debate. He pulled the Uno reverse. And basically just... Oh, shit. We kind of dug ourselves into a hole, didn't we? The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. Oh, god damn it. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Shit. I think we kind of fell into that trap, to be 100% though. That was our fault. Oops. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
the activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered.
Yeah, like who the hell was it? Exactly.
Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lena...
Shit. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? I'm gonna, Oh, fuck. I'm gonna object. I'm gonna do it. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. I mean... Nah, dude. Nah, fam. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. I mean, yeah, true. I think. Maybe. So silent. Poor Meekins. That dude just... He needs to find a new line of work. Maybe just get a new life or something. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, that... Cool. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. That's true. Yo, what's up, Texas Tag? Good to see you. Hope you're having a great night. Who hides in the bathroom at parties? Haha, the party pooper. Oh! Zing! Knee slap! Texas Dad, hope you're having a great night. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright. Hope other than the voice not being back, hope everything is fantastic. That's a great fucking joke. Got the dad jokes. I like it. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. Oh, yeah, from Jake Marshall. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary.
Oh, you saw Black Widow today? How was it? I am definitely going to see it. Looks great. Looks pretty fucking sweet, actually. Hope it was really, really good. I forgot it came out. Did it come out yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. I'm gonna be the one. It's gonna be me, yay. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to... Yep, here we go. It's time for Marshall. It's time for Officer Marshall, which is a very good play on words. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor. Good movie, won't spoil. Yes, please, thank you. No spoilers for anything, including this game. I mean, you don't know it, but everyone else. Thursday Eve was opening night. Nice. Good to see it was good. I really hope it's good. I definitely am gonna see it. I don't know when, but actually probably the first movie I see in theaters since New Mutants, which was fucking terrible. And I mean, thank God it was $5 Tuesdays, but yeah, New Mutants was not a good movie. The actors and actresses were okay. The powers were cool, but the movie itself was garbage. The defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh? Whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have to testify. What is his or her name?
Fucking Gant. Sure, why not? Oh boy, it's time to go to the wild, wild west, ladies and gentlemen. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Good point, actually. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. If he's fucking there, actually. Who knows? He might be going back to fucking Tombstone or something.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed.
Is that what it is? Subpoena?
Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess.
Oh, hell yeah. Recess. Go to the swings. We saw Wonder Woman 84 back in Christmas. First theater we'd seen. Then F9 a couple weeks ago, and now Black Widow. Hell yeah. How was Wonder Woman 84? That was another one I was interested in, but I just didn't see. Like I said, the last movie I saw in theaters was New Mutants, which was once again not a good movie. It's a shame because that movie had a lot of potential, but it just wasn't good. Story was kind of lame. The powers only show up for like 10 minutes. That's it. And yeah, it just kind of sucked. It was decent. That's good. Was it as good as the first one? Because I remember really liking the first one. Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman movie was really, really good. I remember watching that with a couple of buddies in a hotel room when we were doing we were out in Tempe for a theater convention, and it was me, my friend, and one of the other guys that got invited too. It was really good. They had HBO at the hotel, and it was really, really good. Like, it's one of those movies where I was kind of half paying attention to, but I was still like, I kept getting drawn back into it because it was so good. I was like, holy shit. Anyway, wow, that took an hour and 32 minutes in game. All right, we have a recess. We got to go get to the swings. We got to go to the swings, dude. My fucking, like, stuff start lagging? What's this? Hold on. I'm not console capture. Seems like it's lagging. I don't think it is, though. Maybe just OBS is slowing down. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. What are you talking about? Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? I feel like Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. I'm gonna reset my webcam real quick. I feel like I'm like off. Hold on. Maybe not. Maybe it's just because I kind of forget sometimes that OBS is like about a half second delayed. Maybe that's what it is, but it just seems weird. I don't know why. That looks a lot better actually. I don't know if like my mouth and my audio was off. I guess I'll have to check on the what am I trying to say, the recording. I hope it wasn't for a long time though. I just set it back to device. I was fucking around with the settings yesterday. I set it back to device default. Jeez, I can't speak today. Can never speak. So hopefully that fixes it. Anyway, sorry about that if it was off. I don't know if it was though. And true, you didn't ask for my protection, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway, bitch. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Your fucking sister?
I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
Oh, this is bad timing. Bad timing, detective.
Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Actually, yeah, why are you here?
You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
Wait, what? Who called you here? I didn't. Sorry, Detective.
You better be, pal. Hey! Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. Oh, this is fucking awkward.
That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked?
Oh, you mean this, right?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. Ah, you fuck. My name?
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you. The chief prosecutor were a witness in that case.
Oh. Miss Sky was a witness? Oh boy. Files for the Joe Dark killings solved 2 years ago. I think the whole, like, underlying thing, too, is that this case wasn't really solved. It was more rushed.
Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with the serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me?
Emma? Wait, Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lena, this SL9 incident. Is that? That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The JDK! Uh-oh. The Joe Dark... No. No, Lana! That's over with! No! Oh, what the fuck? Emma, wait! She ran away.
You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
Thanks, Detective. You were such a bro. Oh my god, Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gam, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. That's very true. That's more like a pattern, as the judge said last time we did this. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna do that right now before anything else happens. Ah, only 4 pages. What a big fucking file, dude. Alright, let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, I should probably also... Or is there anything at the bottom right? No, okay. Alright, and, oh, sorry, whoops. Oh, I can go back. Okay, that's good. Incident number SL9 closed. The perpetrator was Joe Dark. The crime was serial murder, and the sentence was death. Jesus. The victims were Edward Jones, Edith Kirby, Jeb Bates, Rachel Moss, Jason Knight, and Neil Marshall. Wait, Marshall? Could he be related to Jake? Or is it just a coincidence? Guess we'll find out. Trial data... Oh my god, Edgeworth was the head prosecutor? Wait, 2 years ago would have been like... He hadn't been doing this that long. Why was he the head prosecutor? That seems like a big task to give to someone who was very new. The witnesses were Lana and Emma. Okay. The investigation task force, the executive investigators were Damon Gann and Lana Sky. The head investigator was Bruce Goodman, and Jake Marshall and Angel Starr were investigators. So Damon Gant was an executive investigator, huh? and now he's the chief of police. This all really does seem too coincidental. This is very interesting. Alright, good to know. Good shit to know right there. This is getting real. Oh, yeah, to be continued. This is getting real fucking crazy. Hell yeah, dude. Dun, 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 dun. Alright. Save progress. Abso-fucking-lutely save my progress. Jesus, don't forget that. Hopefully I don't have to save scum in case I forget shit. That would be so bad, dude. Alright. Let's do it. Got about 45 minutes before I take my breaks. Let's see if I can finish this this trial ladder, I think is what it was, before we get to the break.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Landeskine.
Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Here we go. It's Tombstone Western Pizza himself. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Is he drinking whiskey on the stand? Do you want to go to jail, bro? Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Oh, I know! You're a patrolman!
Just fucking drinking whiskey on the stand? Okay. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Ezra described that way before. God damn it. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner.
What do you mean?
A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up.
Maybe it's...
Judge is like, all right, we gotta
get this shit over with. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English.
Even the judge has already had enough of his bullshit. He took, like, what, 3 sentences? He's like, nah, I'm done. All right, day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. Fucking Christ. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man. And a traveling band created Clearwater. So, oh shit, I didn't mean to press A. Sorry. I'll read that once it comes back up.
I can't say I particularly care for your attitude.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complain. God damn! If I had an air horn, I'd be... I'm pretty sure Jake Marshall wants to go to prison. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I meant the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. No shit, he's never helpful. He thinks he's literally living in a frickin' spaghetti western. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses. Now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor?
This one seems like trouble.
Yeah, no shit. It's like a frickin' tumbleweed getting in your car.
Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
Even the judge's like, nah, I'm just gonna pass him on to you. Let's not worry about it. Fuck. Alright, let's read that last little thing since I skipped it by accident. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trail. Okay. Let's just do some, pressing. Bone orchard, dude. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room or evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even time dies in there. I was the caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? I've never seen that word before. Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase you erase the tapes. I really, really hope you didn't erase something that was important, like frickin' Wendy Oldbag. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. Shut the fuck up. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but I don't know why I'm reading that. I already read it. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. Are you fucking Def Leppard? I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know join the police force. Accurate.
So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime...
And just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day.
There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that?
Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? I feel like they're keeping him on for a reason. You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. Same. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. I guess I can't lie. I can't be too surprised. He does probably only, ride horses. This guy's the living embodiment of Old Town Road. That's quite, incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too.
At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place?
Street side saloon, huh? What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Fucking knew it. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat that parlor's Vongol sepia pasta.
Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles?
Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. Fucking love tacos.
That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson.
That's strange. This is usually where Edgewood says, "Did you not want a raise this year?" Out of ammo, Officer Marshall. That's right, partner, or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset.
One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything.
Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Is this fucking Texas, Dad? No, I'm just kidding. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay. Where do I use this is the question. Let's try it here. Yep, okay. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. Sorry, I'm trying to make like a wind sound effect. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. Mm-hmm. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crib. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds, about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. Not that type of fingerprints, forehead. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Ooh, we got him, boys.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your bloodstained fingerprints were at the crime scene?
The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? He's keeping cool. It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. Head and shoulders for men. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall. About the bloodstained fingerprints.
Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime.
Here we go, boys. It's time to get into the shitty gritty, as they call it. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same... Oh, excuse me. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprints. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. I gotta stop you there because there's one thing in the video that is clear, very, very clear.
The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt.
There's always room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. Very true.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Hell yeah. It's time to frickin' destroy you, Officer Spaghetti Western. Okay. Did you know the murderer was wearing gloves? Let's press on that one. How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found in Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on the handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprints.
That's the only logical conclusion. Okay. So then, what about the bloody handprints? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery.
Please explain.
My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened. Oops. Check. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward for me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Unrelated. They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. Oh, fuck. I'm a serial killer. Just gotta stab that box of checks.
One's got to do with breakfast, while the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different.
Thank you, Judge. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. No, that's not right. Whoops. I'm gonna go through this one again real quick. No. God damn it. I think I'm gonna save just in case I fuck this up. I have the right idea, I'm just doing the wrong evidence. I don't like to save scum, but I'm gonna save scum just to be safe. We'll do it in save slot 2 just to be safe. Fuck, what am I supposed to present here? Kind of stumped. I'm like, I know what I need to like present, I think, but I just, for some reason, I'm not knowing exactly what situation. It's very specific. Is that it? No, it isn't. Jeez. I'm gonna press again. I just want to kind of reread everything. Yeah, breakfast, whatever. Oh no, man. Nothing here. Okay, this is the one I didn't do. Let's see if maybe this gives me something. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to... Oh, here we go. That locker happens to be mine.
What? What do you mean?
I mean what I said. This might be what it is. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Okay, here we go. Are you... Sorry that was such a delay. I was just getting a little bit stumped there. My bad, guys, but we got it now. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise.
This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
I fucking did. I get it now. Jesus. Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
Fuck. I should probably just restart. Well, not restart, but reload. Yeah, I don't want to be a save scummer, but I'm gonna do it just this once, just because I fucked up too many times. Skip. Yep. All right. Press. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape, which is totally what he did, because remember, Goodman didn't show up again in the tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright.
Well, Mr. Wright, if you could show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
Yep. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating something.
I need to remember not to press the button there before we stop speaking. It's coming up. All right, and then B. There we go. Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video! Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Sorry, who fucking said that? God damn it. Alright. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit, says Phoenix Wright. I just caught you in a lie, you fuck. You're going to go down to the jail. The trunk. And meet Goodman in hell.
Oh, the white cloth. It's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then, it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Yo, what's up, Lola? Good to see you. Hope you're having a great night. Welcome to Phoenix Wright. We're getting to the meat and potatoes of the shit. We got Marshall on the stand, and he's caught some hot water. That's for dang sure. Hope you're having a good night, Lola. Welcome. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Oh, we caught him. We caught him fibbing.
Order! Order! It would seem that's the only... Hold your horses!
Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. ... So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean... That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Even Ed's just like, these fucks. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. Ain't how it works, Buckarino. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Sure is, actually. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? You're a wanted man! Oh, Marshall. Oh, Marshall, you really are not good with machines. You also aren't good at understanding machines. This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh, yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker. Now prove it. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. Evidence locker.
A fingerprint sensor.
Uh-huh. Loser. You're a loser. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to.
Well, what kind of crazy talk is this?
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Yep, he did say that.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
Oh, is that Jerky?
I only got one word for you, partner. No!
That was actually a cool animation.
Order! 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 Witness, explain yourself! If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard.
I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Jerky. Western. Spaghetti. Guns. Ole, please answer the question.
What is he now, a bullfighter? That's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here.
We can?
Have a look at these floor plans. V and K. There was no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness?
It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. Excuse me. That's right, the only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
Duh. Or wait. Oh. Wait, that was right? Yeah, because he was the killer, not the victim. Okay. Okay. For some reason, I got it confused because I was thinking he was playing the role of Bruce Goodman, and that's, well, I think that's the gist, but that was incorrect. So yeah, I got it.
That's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory.
Oh, wait, so it was wrong. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, okay, so I had it backwards. This is where Marshall was, this is where Meekins was, because Meekins is the killer in this scenario. I got it backwards and thought that, you know, Marshall was the killer and Meekins was the victim. So, Marshall was here. Okay.
Officer Marshall was standing right here! There, but that's... That's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. Oh boy, here we go. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me! See, because remember, he didn't have the card. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on the ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall?
Jerky. Riding horses. Old Town Road.
You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim.
I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Fucking Christ, can you just chill? Jesus.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I could see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Fucking, I used to live in Arizona, so shut up. Yuck! This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Is Edgeworth gonna help me?
Is Edgeworth gonna help me?
Or, hold on. Let's do this. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's just shitting on me. Oh. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to... Or for me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside the box, or outside of the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place?
What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's arguments, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker.
Wait, why he had to? Well, to put the cloth away. Wait, I think there's, hold on. Yes, yeah, because I think I remember when Meekins gets stabbed, there's blood on it. Here we go. Yep, right here. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat!
You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Got him! Fucking got him, dude.
Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth?
Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. All right. It seems the time has come. About fucking damn sure it is. All right, Marshall's confession. Here we go. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. There it is. So the murder officially happened, or at least at this moment officially happened in the underground parking lot in the prosecutor's office. Holy shit. That took a long time to get there.
So the supposed victim was really you.
But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. I'm assuming when he says, I can't stand by and... Why'd you have to go and let it die? When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SO9 incident. 2 years have passed since the case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transfer that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I... Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? He just fucking said that, Phoenix. If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera.
And the detective's ID card.
I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filing out the lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the you fucking did that. Prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall, who was the one telling me not to do anything with it. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Why is he drinking on the stand? Yeah, I don't know. I was mentioning that earlier. Like, does this guy really... He's fucking drinking whiskey out of a flask, literally on the stand. Now, maybe it's not whiskey, but it's a goddamn flask. I mean, come on. Yeah, I don't know. He just wants to go to jail at this point. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because a rubber glove had just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time.
Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID.
I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Maybe it's his last drinking before jail time. Yeah, it's his last drink before he knows he's probably going to go to jail for the rest of his life for, you know, either attempted murder or almost murder or something like that. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way, with me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say.
So you knocked Officer Meekins out, and?
So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? Fucking unconscious. What else? He was sleeping like a baby.
So what you're saying is, on that day...
But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence?
It's still missing, Your Honor.
The evidence of the fucking is missing? What the hell?
Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts were even a valid or are ever a valid solution. Poor Gumshoe. The sad music.
Pepe hands.
Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
I can't just forget the SO9 incident. You know why? But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room.
Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved a sentence.
I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it?
I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about.
What happened?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Edgeworth was the head prosecutor. Oh. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. Yep, I know exactly why. I do know why. I know exactly why. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I mean, maybe? I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. Oh, he was the king of prosecutors! He received that same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What? A prosecutor?
He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award, which looks stupid. Now I remember, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed, and the case fell into your hands.
But what's his relation to you?
Seriously? Serious? He was my brother. They look very similar. They also got the same Western zeal and the same hat. He was investigating the murders of Damon Gann, the then deputy chief of police. Oh yeah, there he is. Remember we were wondering who the fourth guy was that we couldn't see the face of, and he's got the hat. I kind of had a feeling that he was related or just like maybe friends or something. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Oh my god, look at this fucking guy. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. That guy does look fucking scary. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records.
What do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with the resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place in the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. God damn it, dude. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
I don't think that's right, though.
But wait! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. It's not, though, because we contested it. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Or less.
Arrgh!
I rest my case.
We've been bamboozled. We've been bamboozled.
It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disapproving the alleged murder at the police department.
Shit!
There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
Fuck. We got you baited.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant...
Oh, here we go.
Your Honor, wait!
Emma!
The defense has an objection, a scientific objection. Right?
I love those glasses. What do you mean, Wright?
Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor?
Oh, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is just a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3.
Well, thanks. What a bro. Give me 3 minutes. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings.
Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky's sisters were in that file.
But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing: the other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found in Detective Gumshoe's locker?
But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again.
Oh, so did you find something?
No.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for all that hype up just to...
Emma, you're adorable, but...
Fuck! Alright.
Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all.
Is that all? Even Phoenix like, are you serious right now?
Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
And I'm just an attorney.
But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone could save Lana, it's you!
You! Soldier
Me? Oh boy.
Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain?
It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. I fucking sure am. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be more of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all fucking day.
Yes, Your Honor. If ever I needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I'm gonna leave us to a cliffhanger. I'm gonna take my break because I'm super late and my animals are probably getting a little antsy. We're gonna leave it right here. I know this is like right in the middle of it, but I'm gonna leave it right here while I go take my break. I know it's kind of a dick thing to do, but I'm gonna do it. We're gonna leave it right here. I'm gonna go take my break, and then we will for about 5 minutes. Then we will come back here for I object to your break because you're doing this on purpose, you piece of garbage. I know, I'm sorry, Lola, but like I said, I'll be back in a minute. YouTube will BRB in a minute. I'm gonna pause the recording. All right, let's get right back into the actione. All right, so could there be something I'm missing with this ye old what am I trying to say? With this ye old blood spot? I think there is. I think there's some fishy shit going on. I still object. Objection! You fuck! You left us with the cliffhanger. You jabate. I pulled a trap card. All right, I'm gonna object. Objection! This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. They make me laugh. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Mm-hmm. Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark.
Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright.
With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use.
The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans?
I kind of just said I object, like, let's, kind of like, I think it's the vase, because it's got blood on it. Yeah, because it had, I don't know, remember if it was fresh blood or not, but it's got blood on it. As they say back west, even a blind man can hit with a buckshot. That is, so long as he's facing the general direction. It seems Mr. Wright's not sure which direction to face. It's no use. The more evidence. Oh, no. There it is in that one. See, but it's like it's got blood on it, though. What the fuck? It's probably blood from the whatever case happened. Fuck. And don't tell me. I know I'll ask. Don't tell me, though. I don't think it's this. So I'm just going to take a look at this one more time just to kind of reorient myself. Yeah, okay, there's something there. There's nothing there. Look at this one more time. I wish I could fast forward it during this part because this thing is long, but I haven't played this far, so I wouldn't know. Hey, at least you're gonna be experiencing this firsthand when we obviously we're not finishing this tonight, but within the next few streams we absolutely will be doing it. And all these go up on YouTube, so you know, even if you just want to, you know, see the story and not listen to my dumb ass, then you know, you can at least do that. Lol. Well, cause yeah, the bloody handprint isn't even on there yet. So like, when did it occur? Is the thing. Something is missing from the floor plans. Really not 100% sure, to be honest. Nope. Alright, that's not it. Seems like I have at least, maybe it's the, hold on. Let's go back and see what the other shit is, so I kind of forgot. glove, maybe? No, because there's no blood on it. It was just dropped. Man, Oh, maybe they're talking about this? No. Fuck, I don't know. I don't remember. This is the thing, like, I've played this before, but I do not remember any of these answers. What was the question again? I honestly can't remember. Oh, wait, is it the badger? Yeah, it's the badger, because... Yeah, because the badger wasn't in the floor plans. It was there broad fucking daylight, but it... Duh, okay. What about that piece of plywood? The blue badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. That's fucking good. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The blue badger is not here. So? So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Oh, it's right in front of the locker. So he wouldn't have been able to get to the locker. Well, what? Oh. That's right. So long as the blue badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at the spot on the locker. See, that's what I said. That's what I had said, because I was like, wait a minute. There was no bloody handprint on the locker during that whole entire thing. What?
So that means, exactly what does that mean?
It means it can't be done.
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found in that locker.
Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically.
Emma.
On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badge to the evidence room, right? Right. After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark... Oops, wrong button. Was left there before the blue badger was brought in?
Just one moment! I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom!
After the things you've allowed to be said in this courtroom, you're really gonna say that now, Judge? You fuck. It may sound far-fetched, the Pokemon, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice!
But how?
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, for which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time... like in the synth. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered!
That's ridiculous! I refuse to accept your absurd claim.
Ah, the murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. Oh shit. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? 420.
To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in the evidence room.
That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well, then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that could show that.
Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place?
Uh-huh. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
An ID card? Oh, the ID card record!
Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at...
let's see here. 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done?
I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it.
I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible.
That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Yeah, no shit, that was the whole fucking point. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. All 7s. Talk about a lucky number.
But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. Oh, so did someone bring him into the evidence room specifically to murder him? That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777.
Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7777777.
That's 1 7 too many, or 7. That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at present.
What?
Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7s belongs to someone with the rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called oh my god, executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. I think I already know who it is. But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I mean, probably. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself.
Slander, is it?
Okay, let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number, and it's not 7s. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing. About that incident.
The SO9 incident?
Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Oh, putting her on the spot. Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Did she fucking forge evidence to make Joe Dark the actual killer? Lena. I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, just what are you saying?
I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say you did?
Chief Prosecutor, you didn't!
I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Oh! Why won't you answer him?
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is.
Some things will never change.
We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But later, even if it involved forging evidence.
Oh no!
Uh-oh! Uh-oh. Framing! Oh, Marshall's gonna be pissed. See? That's what I'm talking about. No.
No! Order, order, order!
Latest remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Oh, no shit! The crowd was too raucous! To be fucking continued. What a revelation! They forged evidence just to make Joe Dark look like the guy. Now, granted, he probably still was, but that's still not fucking cool at all, actually. Just for reference, we've been on this, I'm pretty sure this means we've been on this trial for almost a full day in game. I just want to point that out, and we're still not done. We're going to start, we only have about 30 minutes left in the stream, but I am going to start the investigation just to get the most out of this. Holy shit! What a crazy fucking revelation. They framed evidence in that trial, the SL9. Jake Marshall's probably not happy. Not happy one bit. Thinks he's a cowboy. Oh, here we go. Joe Dark, deceased. Serial killer responsible for the SL9 incident 2 years ago was given the death penalty. And then Neil Marshall, deceased. Prosecutor murdered 2 years ago in the SL9 incident. Jake Marshall's brother. Brother! I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do. Or we did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Yeah, but I don't really think he did, though. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? God, that guy looks fucking creepy. On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? I mean, dude, he'd already murdered like 5 people. Why not add, or 6 people? Why not add another? I get it. Whoa! What was that? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. Oh, so Neil Marshall basically took the hit for Emma. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Witnesses, Lana Sky. Or hold on. Wait. Witnesses, Lana Sky, and oh, who's that? Who's that right there? Says in the case file. Weird, huh? All right. We don't talk about it. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Oh, hell yeah, like Mia and Maya! Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake, Marshall's brother.
Brother!
Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then,
What happened?
I'll never forget it! Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant.
Sounds fucking dope. I mean, it's not, but it sounds dope. You know what I mean?
When I saw them burn a permanent picture in my mind, I can still see it now.
A permanent picture.
I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about that?
No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime.
Ah, I see. She basically made up that Emma was, being like, was almost hostage and almost killed, basically. Huh. You mean made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence?
The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it.
Edgeworth?
Why are you surprised?
Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
So it's true. Even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence.
After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today.
She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Oh my god.
Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife.
Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. Jesus. This is fucking rough.
I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out.
Oh, that's sweet.
When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms.
Poor Emma. You've been through so much. Ah.
I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good.
2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Fucking Pepe hands.
Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lena would never have to forge any.
I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about the crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma.
What is it?
You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right?
That's right.
Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor?
Oh, there's no mystery there.
What do you mean?
Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day.
Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police?
Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office.
But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office?
Because the detective offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator.
But wouldn't he try to run away? Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she?
No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective.
Ah.
She was the best in the entire force.
What? That's news to me. Makes sense, though.
After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor.
Really? Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Yeah, no shit. Alright. We're finding more and more out, ladies and gentlemen. This is getting real juicy. Oh, let's, oh, we already saved it. Never mind. Hey, what's up, not Mia?
Lana. Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble.
Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type.
Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lena, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks.
Lana, Emma told me about you. Your hand's still fucked up. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about the unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright.
Fucking sad-ass music. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago.
Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it?
Monk-ass.
I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At the trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul.
Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department.
Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife.
I don't think it is, though. Because, I mean, if she wasn't the one that... It's pretty much clear as day that Detective Goodman was murdered in the police department, but he was murdered in the evidence room. So whoever the 777s was is most likely the killer. Not 100%, but that's just the hunch I have.
Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me.
I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. You know, shit.
It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing.
It's Damon. He's fucking jacked.
They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together.
Chief Gant.
He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes.
Damon Gant.
Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed.
Emma really idolizes her big sister, even though she's a fucking bitch. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened?
I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office.
That seems really fishy. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago.
2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark.
Second in command? That means that the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right?
Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations.
They even had the same office.
We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho.
I imagine.
Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place.
When he tried to murder Emma.
Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me.
Now you tell us, you fuck!
Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me.
So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? Or Lana, whatever.
It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark.
Oh my god.
When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood.
3 bodies?
Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma, who had passed out, and the
Wait, Joe Dark was on the floor?
and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious.
What did you do?
To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her.
Can't blame her. After all her sister must have gone through.
After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest.
Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident.
That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm?
I don't buy it.
What are you saying?
There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance.
But that case was solved 2 years ago.
Bullshit. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved.
Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely.
Really? His brother dying changed a man? Oh boy, that's not surprising.
I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories.
That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right?
Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The chief's office.
Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Fucking maybe. That's a good idea, actually. Let's see if we can just waltz right in. Do I even need to go back here? Probably not. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr.
Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are.
But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m.
Yeah, I thought they were finally making some headway in our case.
But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty.
Hang in there, Lana, whatever. I keep changing your name. I'm sorry.
I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Yeah, is there anything else here that we need to look at? Probably not, right? Yeah, we've already got everything here. All right, let's go to the police department, I guess. Oh, maybe let's check it out on Edgeworth. Wonder how he's feeling about all this shit. He's probably not feeling too good, to be 100%.
Mr. Edgeworth isn't here.
Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee? He took a real beating in court today.
Yeah, with Lena admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago.
I guess we'll just have to come back later. All right, so let's go to the fucking police department. All right, here we go. There's the blue fuck face. How are you not in prison? Hello? You tried to murder a man. All right. Howdy, Bambina.
Oh, Mr. Marshall.
I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que seta. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning.
Billy?
Oh, is that his cactus? Yep. Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go into the evidence room today, partner.
But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it?
Why do prospectors head west? To strike gold, bitch. If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about it, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Alright, hey, you want to talk about this shit before you go to prison for probably the rest of your life? Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised.
A question?
The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. Ooh. What does that mean? It means there is a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon.
However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? Gee, probably. It's almost like Lana just fucking said that they were.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed.
That case left behind scars on all of us.
The scars that the SL9 incident left behind.
Thanks, Lana. Or Emma, sorry. Sorry. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. Hey, you both look pretty good. You both are good-looking dudes. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't homosexual, but I know a good-looking dude when I see one. They're both good-looking dudes. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together.
How old was he, your brother?
He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the king of prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close to this brother. Yeah, it's almost like he was his brother or something.
The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Really? Interesting. Really? It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall, there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently, someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. What do you mean one? Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They?
Who are you talking about?
Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second in command, Lana Skye. They look fucking cool as shit. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After that case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Tim Allen? Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too.
Tell me, what happened to my sister?
Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. My last drink. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used the falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That's very true. That someone is Damon Gant. Fucking knew it. This fucking guy. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Oh, hell yeah. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Time for me to go to jail for the rest of my life. No steak dinner either. Fuck my life. All right. We got some more information. Let's see. We got about 5 minutes or so. Let's see where we can get to. We'll definitely find a good stopping point sometime soon. I just want to keep fucking playing this game. But I can't because I have work tomorrow. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted.
That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes.
Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial, there's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those.
Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office.
Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor.
Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything.
Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits.
Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Fuck. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Oh my god. Holy shit. That's fucking awesome. There's the organ. Wow, what a fucking office, dude. Whoa. Where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes.
Oh, is it gonna be Gant? Oh, never mind.
I never could remember where C was.
Oh boy, here he is.
Ah, it's you two.
Chief Gantz! He put that paper he was reading in his desk.
So, righto, have you been swimming lately?
No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately.
I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And Lana's provocative statement.
Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence?
2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies! See that big picture on the wall over there?
Oh!
Oh, look, it's the face! It's the fucking face, dude! Why is the face here?
Also, there's a... Why is Lana standing, like, right next to a really sharp blade? Also, there's the sword from the... Oh, wait, the King of Prosecutors trophy's still broken. What the fuck?
That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me.
So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
We took it to commemorate our work together.
Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. Yeah, the vase, dude. Or the jar, whatever.
Ah, me. Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together.
Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That case is long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore.
All the same, we'd still like to have a look around.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend.
Damon Gank just gets more and more suspicious every fucking time we talk to him, dude. Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied a request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Alright, let's see if we can figure it out. Let's see if this will be a good stopping point. We'll see.
Hey, pal!
Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting?
I'm just taking a breather. My feet hurt.
From sitting so long?
Actually, from serving everyone coffee.
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop.
Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth?
Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask?
He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two and court. Or, it's almost like the battles between you two and court.
That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said?
That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Jeez.
Yikes. Alright, Detective. This is probably the last thing we do in the game. Let's see. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she?
Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now, with this...
Are there really so many people who hate him?
In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies.
Hey, Dick, keep up the good work.
Yes, sir.
Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat.
Yes, sir.
You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick?
Yes, sir.
It seems you don't have any problems with enemies.
Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out.
Bullshit.
Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing.
He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything?
The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack.
His final attack? You mean...
when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl.
Yeah, about that. Me. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl.
Hey, that's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Ah, I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay?
His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory.
Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman.
A businessman? What made him take to serial killing?
One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With his car? So, it was an accident?
An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal?
He killed a man that witnessed the accident. A kid walked by just then, so we killed him too. Then when he was burying the bodies, a jogger came upon the scene and he was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Jesus Christ.
Seems he was a pretty careless animal.
Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence.
So he turned himself in?
Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered the final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Doc was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed.
That last witness? A.K.A. Emma. Aka Emma. Just kidding. Where's the murder weapon? Right here? About this.
Hey, is that?
It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 Incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of.
What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in the locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker and was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. All right, let's hear it. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it?
That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it too.
But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken.
Yeah, no shit. You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Yeah, well anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound.
Did it match Dark's knife?
You bet! Down to the last fiber.
That's pretty conclusive. Neil's autopsy report, stabbed in the back, died from a punctured heart and lung. Yikes. A knife tip was in the wound. Jeez. The broken tip was found in the victim's body, belonged to murderer Joe Dark. Okay.
Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gann.
It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay.
Well, any detective's ID card can unlock that door.
What? Really?
But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
Breach of trust?
Simply put, I'd be canned.
Oh.
Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's.
That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died.
Shit. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe's our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind.
You know what? I think this is actually a good place to stop. I think this is a good place to stop because we're gonna go back into the office.
This fucking picture. Something just...
I just don't like it, bro.
I just don't like it one bit.
But yeah, I think that's a good place to stop. So the next time we play this game, we're gonna hopefully get into Chief Gant's office and see what the sneaky son of a bitch has been plotting. Yeah, had a great time playing this again. Once again, we'll be doing this game once a week, probably on Sunday. I'll try to put up the stream schedule like right after the stream ends, so I don't fucking forget like I usually do. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you once again to Hot Papa Sauce 69, great name, and Mojo Pint, also a good name, for the follows. I appreciate it very much. And Lola and Texas Dad for chat. Appreciate you guys. And to the lurkers that may be in chat, you guys are the backbone of Twitch. Could not do this without you, so thank you for lurking. Quick reminder for tomorrow, we're going back to... oh, wait, sure. Hold on one second. YouTube. Recording's going to stop in a minute. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you the next time I see you. Bye, YouTube.